my channel. I'm Melanie. I'm very excited you're here and I hope you're doing good, and if you're not, then welcome to this video. I hope it will cheer you up. Today I decided to dust off my TBR pile. So I don't have like a physical TBR pile, but I try to keep my Goodreads want to read category very narrow and straight to the point, and still there is quite a few of them that I've been there for a year, maybe 2 years, maybe more. I want to tackle that and get through them next year, in 2020. Here we go. First off, I want to read Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities. It's a classic. It's Charles Dickens. I've read The Christmas Carol and it was fun, but I actually never read Charles Dickens in English, so I don't really know if his writing style might be too difficult for me. If it's the case, I will read it in French. During the Revolution era in France, it's set up in Paris and London, two of my favorite cities, so I really think I will enjoy this. Next off, as you know by now, I am a big Brandon Sanderson fan. I'm a bit ashamed to say that I haven't started his biggest work, which is the Stormlight archive. The first tome is Way of Kings, part 1 and 2, if you have the English collection, the British collection. And this scares me. And I know that everyone raves about them and loves them. I think I'm going to love them too, but I'm a bit scared by the hype and I'm a bit scared by the length, because as of now there is 3 of them like that, and there's a 4th one coming at the end of 2020. So yeah, I would like to at least get started. I think once I'm in it, I'm gonna go through them, like eat them up. But the problem is getting started because I'm scared. Melanie, you have to read them, you have to do it. Next one, I don't have it with me to show it to you, but I have the first one, which is The Last Wish by Andrzej Sapkowski. And I enjoy short stories collection. I know some people really don't, but I do. And I like this. I actually found it on audiobook in my library in French. So I went through it, part audiobook, part in English in there. The writing style I like, I think. But the problem is that some beasts I've never heard of, and I didn't know if it was because I didn't know the French translation for it, or if it was because it's a beast from Poland or somewhere in the Eastern Europe that I've never heard of before. So that was my problem with this first one. But I wanted to continue quite quickly with the other one, and I ordered it. And then I realized it was Blood of Elves, which is the third book and not the second book. So yeah, now I have to order the second one. I've been lazy, so I haven't. But I really want to do it. This is weird as well. Like, look how confusing this is. Here you have The Last Wish, and then you have Blood of Elves, and Swords of Destiny, which is the second one, is missing in there. That's why. That's how I got confused. Bad edition, bad book. Next one, it's one my friends wanted me to read for 3 years, and I still haven't. And I'm scared by the length of it as well. I still haven't told you what it is. It's the Golden Notebook by Doris Lessing. I have a friend who've read it, and she's in her 50s, and she told me she loved it and she would have loved to have read that story at my age, and that it would have changed her life if she did at that age. And yeah, so she's been pushing me for 3 years to read it, but I've got it from the library once, but I've got intimidated by its length and by the writing style, and so I didn't pursue with it. But I want to do it this year. I want to do it first thing, January, maybe February. I think I'm gonna read it in French in order for it to be easier, but I also have it on audiobooks on my Libby app. If you read it, what do you recommend? What do you feel would be the best? Next one, as I've told you in my 2019, all the books I've read in 2019 video, I'll put the link if you haven't seen it. I told you that I've read Hobb Farseer trilogy last year, and something between the story, the writing style, the slow pace story wasn't really for me, so it didn't really do it. But I think the world I enjoy, and I've heard that the second trilogy in that series, which is I think the Manship Trilogy, the Liveship Traders trilogy, is a lot better, and it's not the same. We're not following the same characters, and it's a different type of setting, but in the same world. Hear this out. I found them in a secondhand bookstore in France in English, the three of them, in a beautiful edition that it's still at my parents', so you can't really see it now. But I want to read them. I want to check out and know for sure what do I think about Robin Hobb. You do it, Melanie. So sorry for the change. I had to change my memory card because it was full. And the last one is a French author, and it's Eric-Emmanuel Schmitt. He's quite famous in France. He's more of a contemporary author, and his novels always have kind of a double meaning. It's philosophical and sometimes talk about spirituality, and he has that cycle. He calls it the invisible cycle, which is 7 books of very short ones. They like kind of are tales, and I've read 2 of them before. I didn't know they were part of the same series, and they are very cute. The first one I've read is Mr. Ibrahim and the Flowers of the Coho, which is a story of a little boy, Moses, who lives in Paris in 1960, and he's Jewish. He has girl troubles, he has dad problems, and then every day he goes to the store down his block to get food, and the guy there is Mr. Ibrahim, and he talks to him about what's going on in his life, and Mr. Ibrahim always has some gems, some cute guidance to lead him through life. And Mr. Ibrahim is Muslim, so it's very nice to see the dynamic between those two culture and those two religion that shouldn't get along, and to see how they do. And the second one I've read is Oscar and the Lady in Pink, Oscar et la Dame en Rose. It follows little Oscar, who is maybe 10 years old, and he's in the hospital, and he's slowly dying of a disease. And he knows he's not going to be able to make it more than 10 days. And so he decided to treat every day as 10 years of his life. So he gets married, and then he gets a divorce, and then you follow him through his little journey, and it's very sweet. And every single day there is the Lady in Pink, an old lady who come and see him and try to give him some wisdom, and very cute story. So I didn't know they were part of a cycle, and I discovered there's 5 other books that I haven't read, and 2 of them I have right here. A friend lended to me, and this is the first one of the cycle. It's called Milarepa, and it's focused more on Buddhism. And the second one I have is Les 10 enfants que Madame Ming n'a jamais eu, which means the 10 children that Mrs. Ming never had. And it's more about the Confucius philosophy, and in a China setting. So yeah, they're very short. They're written quite big, as you can see, and it's only 114 pages, this one, and this one is not even that. It's 63 pages, and it's quite big as well. So yeah, I want to check them out and review them so more people can know about them. They're translated in English. 4 of them are translated in English, so if you want to read them with me, please tell me, leave a comment down below. And that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you read any of these books, please tell me about them to motivate me to get through them more quickly. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.